We love classic cartoons and you should too. Welcome to our What Is series, where we usually break down shows in progress, but today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Put on your best hakama, because today we're going to be taking a closer look at the cult phenomenon that is Samurai Jack. Brought to us by legendary animation veteran Genndy Tartakovsky, who took the world by storm with his '96 creation Dexter's Laboratory that helped usher in the golden age of original Cartoon Network content. Samurai Jack was an ambitious follow-up series that had a ton of living up to do. The show tells the story of a young Japanese prince voiced by the exemplary Phil LaMarr. Having foreseen Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness voiced by the late great Mako, would one day break free of his prison, the emperor sent his son to travel the world and train his mind and body with the greatest masters of combat and tactics before returning home years later to Japan as an adult to take up his father's magical katana and defeat Aku once and for all. The prince challenges Aku to a duel, but just when the final blow is about to be struck, the dastardly villain uses his powers to open up a portal, flinging our hero into the future, a horrible dystopian place where the evil of Aku is law. It's here the samurai takes up the name Jack in reference to the slang used by the locals. From here, Jack sets out on an epic man-out-of-time quest to find any means that would allow him to return to his own era and defeat Aku as well as free the world from his tyranny. One of the strongest and most endearing elements of Samurai Jack is the world itself, a glorious mismatch of old world weapons and culture with crazy futuristic vehicles and enemies thrown in. It's the type of show where our hero can come across Spartans one week and then the next have 1940s gangsters or even ravers thrown into the mix. Episodes tend to range from dark epic to even lighthearted comedy romps, but often contain little dialogue. Stories instead rely on a series of highly detailed, outline-free, masking-based animation, as well as its own cinematic style and pacing. Many battles in the series are reminiscent of samurai films like those of Akira Kurosawa, and even take some inspiration from comic work like Frank Miller's Ronin. The show also finds a genius way to focus on a sword-slinging samurai and skirt censorship by having most of Jack's enemies be either robots who bleed oil or electricity, or sometimes even monsters or alien foes who bleed slime and other such goo. Let that be a reminder to all you would-be cartoonists out there. You can be as violent as you want with robots, you just can't do any of that to people. Samurai Jack is noteworthy in its writing style as well, because it's a throwback to old-timey Warner Brothers animation, with board artists taking point on the story first and foremost, and dialogue coming very much second. Like I said before, this isn't a very talky show. In fact, it's not uncommon for episodes to feature 3-minute long stretches of complete silence, followed by 3 uncut minutes of pure action. Now, I'm not saying the show isn't without its own impressive characterization. Jack is a true samurai through and through, a moral and upstanding man who lives by a code. In fact, many times throughout the show, he is offered a chance to return to his own time only to turn it down because it would mean hurting someone else. Even the main villain, Aku himself, in a lesser show might have been portrayed as a one-note mustache-twirling villain, but here is portrayed as being actually kind of funny and a joy to watch, but always with that dark side and madness simmering just underneath everything. Samurai Jack would run for 4 seasons but never get a proper finale. Its influence, however, was undeniable, with shows like Duck Dodgers doing full-on tribute episodes in Samurai Quack. It was also perhaps on the strength of this show that Tartakovsky was given the reins to Star Wars for the Clone Wars series, the original one, not the CGI one, which, man, I guess that isn't in canon anymore. Oops, gonna have to cover that one of these days. In 2013, IDW put out a very popular comic follow-up to Samurai Jack's adventures, written by friend of the show, the great Jim Zub. And on December 2nd, 2015, it was announced that Samurai Jack would be returning to TV screens on Adult Swim in 2016, once again headed by creator Genndy Tartakovsky. Well, there you have it, just about everything you need to know about Samurai Jack, whether you're an old-time fan or you've never seen the show before. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, feel free to check out some of the other great videos we have on offer here at the channel. Until next time, everyone, I will see you around.